Crypto Hotep here with another trading video. We're going to be going through the markets and what my thoughts are on the crypto markets as of late. Haven't made one of these videos in about a month or so, so a lot of things have shaken up since then. Before I go in, just know that none of this financial advice. Do your due diligence with crypto. It's very volatile, and consult a professional if you need to. And these videos are for my own edification. I like to go through specific items when I'm analyzing crypto, when I'm charting crypto, and these videos help me stay the course. Also, these videos are sponsored by Coinbase, which is cool. I've been using Coinbase for over 4.5, close to 5 years now, and they are the best broker. They're the GOAT broker. There's been no lockups with my money at all with them. Very easy orders. They have a great Coinbase Advance app to cut down on those fees. So the link, my referral link, will be in that description. Even if you have Coinbase, link the account with that Coinbase link in the description, because the fees that Coinbase charges you for placing trades, they will actually give me a percentage of those fees. So you don't have to do anything to support the channel. You don't have to open your wallet. You don't have to open your crypto wallet, nothing. But you just have to link up that account with the Coinbase link. With that being said, guys, we'll jump right in here. So if you're unfamiliar of my charting videos, first things first is we use Heikin Ashi candlesticks. So unlike regular candlesticks, and if you're unfamiliar with that, go to my channel. I have a whole, I think it's a 2 or 3 part session of my trading and charting strategy with Heikin Ashi and liquidity. Liquidity are these like lines here that are somewhat like support and resistance lines. And then we have supply and demand zone areas here. So with that being said, guys, we'll go through the market. First things first is the Bitcoin dominance chart. We'll set this out here. So the Bitcoin dominance chart, it looks crazy, if I'm being honest with you. This chart is insane. It looks like a rising wedge pattern, where we're just waiting for a collapse. This candle here, and if it's your first time watching, my white candles are green candles and my black candles are red candles. So white's bullish and black is bearish. We can see this is the latest weekly candle for Bitcoin dominance, and it has closed above this area here. We still have 3 days left in this candle, so this could be a fake breakout, and then we could finally be collapsing downward here. This would be great for alts. As of right now, Bitcoin dominance is still looking strong here, which is fine because alts aren't necessarily collapsing. This is what is giving me hope for altcoin season currently. So altcoin season, I like my chances is because of 2 things: USDC and USDT dominance. So USDC and USDT dominance are probably the 2 of the most important charts to me, even more so than Bitcoin dominance. So USDC dominance is the chart we're on right now currently. And as you can see, it has hit a resistance and supply point right here. Okay, it went through this area here, this point of 2.48%, almost 2.5% of dominance in the market. And what I would be thinking is, this, we're not going to call it price because it's a percentage, but this percentage hopefully will slowly but surely cascade down. It encourages me only because we had a bearish doji here in this week. We can see that. I'll zoom in just a little bit here. We have a bearish doji here, candlesticks on both ends. And then we have a nice bearish candle to the downside, and we currently have a nice bearish candle to the downside again. So 3 bearish candles in a row is a fantastic sign. That means bearish pressure for USDC dominance is picking up. We want to see this dominance get down to our 1.5, hopefully 1.2 percentage area. Why do we want that to happen? Because if USDC dominance is going down, that means USDC is being used to then fund altcoins. Okay, it's literally mix and match every time. When this goes up, that means all coins are going down because people are taking profits and storing it in USDC or USDT. And then the reverse happens. When this goes down, this typically means that people are buying up altcoins with USDC or USDT. Okay? And me personally, I use USDC on Coinbase because it earns me 4% APY as well. So as the USDC is just chilling there, as I wait for good buy areas, it's earning a little bit of percentage here. So let's go to the USDT dominance chart, and this is what I want to see right here. Same, it's going to be very similar to the USDC chart. And this arrow I pointed out several weeks ago on Twitter, that this is the point I am looking at currently. But what happened was I thought we would reject this area here. This was a supply area as well as a liquidity area here. Why? Well, because we had a bullish candle, bullish doji, followed by at least 3 bearish candles. So this left a supply area here. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the strategy, again, go to the channel and watch that video. So back to the USDT dominance. So you'll see here this candle actually turned into a bearish doji candle, but there was somewhat of a fake out. So the dominance went up and actually tapped into this weekly area here, this weekly mitigated area, wicked it, and then proceeded to come down. This is known as a fake breakout. What happens is, and price does this as well, is it will look as if it's bullish and go up, and then it'll just come in, take all of this liquidity right here, only to go back down and proceed to continue the downtrend here. Now, all this makes sense to me for a couple reasons here. We have 3 candlesticks to the downside, very similar to the USDC dominance chart we just saw. Okay, that's the first thing. And then the second thing is you did have a break in this downtrend. So usually that is a good thing because that means price is going higher. But what happens is when price downtrends here, when it breaks a downtrend here, it has to come back and retest this. So when price has to come back and retest something, it has to go back down to do so. So we would like to see that. We would like to see this to come back down, very far down, so altcoins can start partying here. Also the dollar. I called this out on my Twitter as well. It was around this point I said that we may get somewhat of a accumulation phase and then just a breakdown. So somewhat of a drop, kind of a drop base drop action or a drop base drop motion here. It was a very simple move, breakdown, doji, bullish doji, and then another breakdown here. So now price, if you look here, if we zoom out here, this 100 area for the dollar, for the US dollar, is a very important area. It has not broken this area in 1, 2, 3, 4. It hasn't broken this area since 2022 in the spring. Okay, currently price is sitting right here. It is below this liquidity point, and technically it's almost below this zone, this weekly mitigated zone. Now you still have about 2 days left in this candle. Anything could happen. It could reclaim this $100 area right here, or it could just be a retest only to go down. Okay, I think the latter. I think the dollar's coming back down to this 95 area soon, or potentially maybe 98, maybe 98 area here, maybe bounce off this 98 level here, but just something to watch. But again, we want to see that because now the dollar is rotating into commodities such as stocks, such as crypto, and those type of things. I wouldn't be surprised for a little pump here though. I would not be surprised. Why? Because price is in a weekly mitigated area. Okay, so it isn't a weekly level. Also, if you go to your RSI were in very deep oversold levels. And again, If we go back in time here, history doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme. We saw bounces here on this area in September of 2024, and it's always played pretty nicely in these oversold areas. So watch for that bounce. Nothing too dramatic, though. I wouldn't think. So if we go to the ETH BTC chart, okay, this is one of the more depressing charts, if you will, for alts, just because we are in super oversold levels, and that kind of brings me to my point with RSI. RSI should be looked as a trend indicator versus just oversold, overbought, because this is a perfect example. ETH BTC literally is breaking through another level of being overbought. It's like super overbought here, but that doesn't mean that price will necessarily jump because it's oversold. Potentially, usually when price is in oversold levels, very dramatic oversold levels like this, it will continue the downtrend for a little bit more time, as we can see here. So just as a pro tip, I would say is don't always use this as a way to make a buy or a sell. Just use it kind of as a trend indicator to see what price may do. But if we look here, we're at 2019 levels currently, and this is kind of where, if we zoom out again, this is where ETH BTC and the altcoins took off in 2019 until 2021 right here. So that is where we are currently at. Next level would actually be, it wouldn't be 0.039. Next level for me would be, let me just zoom out just a little bit here. Actually, it would be, and the reason it would be 0.09 and I'm bypassing this level is because I don't consider this a real bullish candle. But CryptoHotep, it's white and it's a green candle. Correct. But remember, if, again, going into my Heikin Ashi strategy, Heikin Ashi will produce some of these like fake bullish and bearish candles, meaning that it's the correct color, but it's the wrong direction, meaning that the wicks are down. Bullish candle, strong bullish candles, the wicks are up or you have a wick on both sides. It's never just pointed straight down, so I don't really consider this a level. So if anything, we may jump to that 0.039 area for the alts, and that would be tremendous. Coming from here to here, that would be great for the alts. That would be a tremendous push. Okay, let's go to the total three. Total 3, our altcoin market looks good right now. We are bouncing off. This is a 50 EMA right here. This purple line, and then the blue line or the turquoise line is a 200 EMA. Obviously, it's more or lower than the 50 EMA. So currently bouncing off the 50 EMA. It's still in this golden zone by the Fibonacci here, and it's trying to reclaim this area. If it reclaims this area, this could be a nice little pop here. So again, I feel good. And again, we're at the 50 mark on the RSI. It's broken below, but again, looks like we're reclaiming that as well. So I still feel okay here. Okay. And then ETH, go down to ETH. This looks great. Again, a lot of doom and gloom on Twitter. I don't know why. When in doubt, zoom out. Right now, I'm calling for ETH to go to 2.5, 2,500. Again, this is a fake level. White candlestick to the downside. This isn't a real level. So my next level I'd be looking at for ETH to pop off, if we do break this downtrend, is around 2,500 here, next stop. Okay. Bitcoin, if we're looking at Bitcoin here, Bitcoin looks fantastic. 3 green candles to the upside, 3 green soldiers. This formation here, this is a bullish formation. It bounced right off of the Fibonacci golden zone between the 50% and 61.8% zone, and it looks great. Looks fantastic. And guys, with that being said, we will cut this video. As always, guys, if you found this video helpful, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. And as always, thank you and happy trading, guys.